Hey guys, Phillip Haumesser here, and there are a lot of lenses. There's telephoto lenses, there's wide angle lenses, there's portrait lenses, there's landscape lenses, there's architectural lenses, all the lenses, and they all have one thing in common. They're all ridiculously expensive. So as new photographers especially, we're always trying to find ways of saving a buck or two. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you how I made this macro lens for only $51. Let's get started.
Let's make it happen now.
If $51 is too much for you, stick around until the end of this video for a bonus tip on how to make a macro lens for free, for no dollars. So I don't take a ton of macro photos, but I do like getting detailed shots of newborns when I'm doing newborn sessions, or detailed shots of rings doing a wedding. So I needed a macro lens, but I couldn't really justify the $1,000+ for a decent macro lens. So I started trying to figure out how I could pinch a few pennies and make my own macro lens. One of my first ever lenses was this Pentax 50mm 1.7 lens. I've seen these little lenses on eBay for all the way down to about 10 bucks. For a decent one, you're gonna probably maybe spend about $50, but I believe I paid $25 for this one. For the sake of this video, let's say it was 25 bucks. Super cheap for a lens, and this is a decent lens. It's a prime, it's compact, it's when you shoot this thing wide open, you get great portraits out of it. A lot you can do with this little lens. So my first year and a half of photography, when I first started doing this professionally, I only used this lens. It's a manual focus lens, so that's why it's so much cheaper. It's also vintage, but you can find a good deal on eBay for these, and they're all over the place, and they're super awesome. I have like 3 of them. What I have done here is I have extension tubes that I added to this lens, the 50mm 1.7. And what the extension tubes does is it pulls the lens away from the sensor. So it kind of acts like a magnifying glass. If you take a magnifying glass and you start pulling it away from whatever it is you're looking at, you want to magnify it, you start pulling that away, it magnifies what you're looking at. So it's kind of the same concept here. You're pulling the lens away from your sensor, your camera sensor, so it magnifies the subject. And the farther away you pull your lens away from the sensor, the more magnified you're gonna get. So these extension tubes I found on Amazon for like around $18. I think I got 2 sets here. You can break these down and you can modify them. You know, you've got anywhere from these little small rings all the way up to a little bit bigger rings. So they're very customizable. You can adjust them depending on whatever it is you're taking pictures of and how much you want to magnify. One of the problems I found with these extension tubes is I was seeing a lot of haze in the photos, and I couldn't figure out what it was until I discovered that inside these extension tubes, you could see the light reflecting off of the walls, which was causing this light glare inside the tubes. So what I did was I made these little paper cutouts out of construction paper, just some black construction paper, and put a couple of these in each tube. And that would block the light and prevent it from bouncing around in the extension tubes and prevent the light glare from disrupting your photo. The other thing you will need is this reverse ring, if I can get it off of here. This reverse ring. What the idea behind this is you're reversing the lens itself, which also helps with the magnification. So you take the reverse ring and you put it on the front of your lens, and then you put the extension tube on that. And then of course you put the extension tubes onto your camera. Whoop. So now you've got this beast of a macro lens. This is hyper macro. This is probably more than you'll ever need. I usually take a few rings back depending on what it is I'm taking photos of. So what you're seeing here now is the back side of the lens. It just magnifies whatever it is you're looking at. And the way you focus is you zoom in and out, or you just manually bring the camera in and out, and it's got to be real close. So when I first tried this out, I thought it wasn't working because everything was just a blur until I got right close to whatever it was I was trying to take a picture of, and then I was like, oh wow, there it is. I see the little threads of whatever it was I was trying to take a picture of. So altogether, we've got about 51 bucks worth of stuff here to build a little macro lens. So if that's too expensive for you, if you have no monies to spend, you just spent all your money on a camera, but you have a lens, you can turn any lens basically into a macro lens simply by reversing it. So let's say we took this 85 millimeter lens here. All you would do is take this off, take everything off, take the macro lens off. Let's say all you have is an 85 millimeter portrait lens. You would simply hold the lens, reverse it, and hold it against your camera right there, and you've got a macro lens. You would just have to hold it to your camera, and you'd focus that way. You just, same thing, focus like that. You wouldn't have much control over the amount of magnification. You can't just pull that away from the lens. And that's why I use the extension tubes, and I have a few of them so I can adjust them. So that is how you can make a macro lens for free. All right, so that's it. That's how you make a macro lens for $51 or completely for free. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe only if you want to. Hit the like button, turn that bell on. If you guys want to learn more about photography and see how I capture my photos and how I process them, go check out PhillipHaumesserAcademy.com. I've got an online academy there where I teach everything I know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.